Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Of course, if you're seeing my face, my name is Nick and I do host the show here. And of course, we do talk toys, pop culture, and general nerddom of all kinds. And sometimes, just sometimes, we do talk a little bit of shit about other subjects. Today what we're going to do is actually a toy review, since I skipped the one this weekend over the Memorial Day holiday just to rest. We're going to do another McFarlane DC Multiverse product. We are going to do the standard edition, not the chase, of the KnightsEnd Azrael as Batman figure. You know, KnightsEnd and Nightfall and Nightquest, pretty pivotal story during my teenage years. I actually started reading comics very heavily during that story arc, and it was great. I think it ran all the way from 93 to 94, if I'm not wrong. But of course, if you've read Nightfall, you know that Bane gets to Batman and he breaks his back, and then Azrael has to take over. So John Paul Valley dons the cowl, and he becomes a bit darker, a bit meaner, a bit edgier of Batman. You could really actually call him more of an edgelord than Bruce, just to be honest. This Batman didn't have any qualms with injuring or killing people. He had different gadgets, he had claws, he fired batarangs out of his wrists. The suit was really, really interesting. And the story arc was great, and of course it ended up in a big climactic fight between Azrael and Batman, and then Batman became, you know, the standard Batman again. Bruce took back over, because he'd healed from his injuries. Anyway, before we get to the review, I'd like to take the time to talk about subscribing. Now, if you've seen this content before and you do like the content that I serve up, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell so you know when I post more. Because we are almost at 3,200 now. What I'm looking at is trying to get 4,000 by the end of the year, so that's the stretch goal. And you guys are legendary for actually hitting those buttons. So if you haven't and you do like the content, take the time to subscribe. It costs you nothing, means the world to me, and it gets us out in the algorithm. That said, let's punch in and take a look at Azrael as Batman. Alright, here we have the box for the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Azrael in his Batman armor from the KnightsEnd books. It looks exactly like the art. There are a couple of issues with the armor, not much. But you can see him here in the packaging. There is no accessories to speak of, with the exception of the stand and the trading card. You'll get your McFarlane Toys logo, your 22 moving parts, just like always. It's just standard multiverse packaging. You'll see where it says Azrael Batman armor. You'll turn it to the side, you'll get much of the same. You'll get the digital app there, and on the back you'll see some art from KnightsEnd. And there's Azrael looking all scary, of course. And on the side you'll get a DC Multiverse logo, Azrael in his Batman armor from Batman KnightsEnd, a McFarlane Toys logo, and nothing else. You flip that to the bottom and you'll get the legalese, of course, and the barcode. You guys can pause if you need that. Let's move on to accessories. And as far as accessories go, you guys will get the standard McFarlane treatment with that. You will get the trading card and the stand, of course, on this blue background we've seen a million times. And then you'll get 6 of the wing pieces. Now these are all identical. There's nothing different about them. They just plug into the back of the figure. They plug in right here on top of the shoulder pads, as you can see. Let's take a look at the figure itself. Alright guys, here we have Azrael as Batman, or KnightsEnd Batman, out of the package. You can see this figure looks really good, and it does garner all the hype it has gotten. You can see the textures in the pants here. They pulled up really well. It looks like maybe a Nomex undersuit or something, but it is plastic. And here you get the pouches on the leg. Now, the problem I have with that is it looks like there should be a thigh cut there, but there's not. You look up here and it does go into the gold and the browns for the belt. The gold armor is painted really nicely. The reds pop on this guy. And it does have a different shade of red for the visor, as you can see there in the eye area. And you look and the silvers are done really well for the claws. A couple of my only gripes I have with this guy paint-wise is they could have put a little detail into the wings there. And the hoses or clips or whatever they are that shoot the batarangs that go to his wrist gauntlets should have actually been gold, but they're not. But barring that, it's a really, really sweet figure. And it does carry the standard McFarlane articulation. The arms do go out to a T-pose a little bit farther. The head does go all the way around. You have some ab crunch, you have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and you have wrist rock and wrist rotation, of course, and you have a little bit of ab crunch and waist rotation. You have the standard McFarlane diaper. This guy can do the big old Azrael splits. And down at the knees, you have double jointed knees, and you do have ankle rock, ankle pivot, and what we always like to see on McFarlane figures, toticulation. So this guy, really, really good. Of course, you can see the back where you can just snap the wings into the shoulder pads. This should actually be gold too, I think, where the hoses are coming from. But this guy is a complete package, man. This is a really good figure. So for anybody that wants to order that, I'll try to find a link. But aftermarket prices on this guy have been nuts. I was able to pick mine up at GameStop for around 23 bucks. And I've not been able to find the Chase one at all. But I will try to find a link and put that down below in the description so you guys can get one of your own. Let's move on to size comparisons. Alright, size comparisons. Of course, this guy is in McFarlane's almost 7-inch scale. You have him here next to Mythic Legion's Figura Obscura Krampus. He sizes well there. He sizes well with Danhausen from Jazzwares. And of course, he does size extremely well with all your DC Multiverse figures. Guys, I think I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10, and that's only because of the paint and the fact that I didn't get a set of open clawed hands with it. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me today and checking out the McFarlane DC Multiverse Azrael as Batman from the KnightsEnd series. That suit did have quite a few evolutions, and I think there were 3 major ones over the course of the series from Nightfall to KnightsEnd. And Azrael got a little more insane with each one of them by the time he got in the fight with Bruce. But this figure is fantastic. I can give it a 9.5 out of 10. Can't do a 10 on this one because mine has a bit of an ankle issue. And there's a little bit of a paint problem on it, not much, and there should be paint in places there's not. The wings aren't articulated, things like that. Like I said, I have to give it a 9.5 out of 10 for that, but it does bring back a lot of memories reading those series when I was in high school. And again, you know, the Nightfall, KnightsEnd, that was a pivotal time. And I had started reading comics really heavy during that time, and, you know, the Batman series kind of broke me in a little bit better. And, you know, I really enjoyed that story arc. So if you hadn't got a chance to read that, I highly recommend that. I know they do sell them in, you know, large volumes now, like graphic novels. So if you guys haven't, go check those out. I think they have those at Ollie's even right now for cheap. But that said, I want to take the time, if you do like this content, to let you know what we have coming down the pipe. We have Toy Hio coming up in June, and that's very soon, and we'll be doing a hunt there, and we'll be doing some filming for the event. We do have AEW Collision the same night, and I'll get some footage for that as well. And we do have a few more toys coming down here for reviews. We have a Chester Cheetah coming from the Big Bad Toy Store from Jada Toys. I know you guys have probably seen a few reviews on that. I had to get him, I just thought he was neat. And we have the Jazzwares Ring of Honor Vault Danhausen coming soon. I was actually able to make it to the pre-order or the order for that today when it went live, so I grabbed it too. That said, guys, I will punch out, and I will see you in the next video.